Introducing a podcast like no other, featuring your hosts, A. Smokey and Alan MX. Set your whole shot device and rev up your engine. It's time for the Gate Drop Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gate Drop. Your host, Alan MX.
What's going on, everybody? We got a very special guest with us today. Smokey, go ahead and introduce him.
My boy, my friend from a long time back from MX Simulator days, Alex Floyd.
How's it going?
Man, Smokey giving out your best Bruce Buffer impression. I love it.
That was awesome.
Did you hear my red butt?
Speaking of Redbud, that race was crazy. Let me tell you guys, if you didn't watch it, stop watching this episode right now because massive spoilers ahead. But let's go with 450 Moto 1. Okay? 450 Moto 1. Really disappointed with Tomac's ride. Not so much his fault. He burnt the clutch out very, very early. Ended up getting a DNF in Moto 1. That broke my heart a little bit. Just a little bit. What do you guys think?
He started late. He was way back in the pack. The track was deep, that's for sure. The track was super loamy, super deep. He had to charge from way back, and as much as I love Tomac and beast mode, you can't ever forget the beast mode, but there's so much you can do with such a stacked talent.
It's not even so much the stacked talent. He's having subpar starts. He's not getting the hang of the starts, and that's what's killing him. And he's proving that, he can't start from the back and charge his way up anymore. He just can't do it. He'll gain a few spots. He'll do what he can, but for the most part, he stays right in the spot of the field where he starts.
I like Tomac still, like back in his Honda days when he was, at like the prime, I would say, of his racing. Since then, it's only been downhill for him. He'll get a couple wins here and there, but that dominance that he used to have is gone. And there's a reason for that. He's got his mind at home so much right now. New babies, makes sense. It really, really does. Don't get me wrong, I still like the guy. He's fast as fuck. I will never even touch him. But that mindset's a huge thing. Huge.
Well, I think that's a lot of that. I also think he's been riddled with injuries the last, 3 years.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. A couple breaks here and there, but the fact that so many of these guys have bounced back so quick and then excel more, and he's not doing that.
No, it's not. And I think he's got something in his head. Maybe he's subconsciously worried about getting injured again. Maybe it's his age showing. Because he's still a pretty young dude in general.
He's
but
32, right?
Yeah, 32, 33. But for a full-time rider, he's up there in age. Like most guys.
You take his age and you put it up against all these young guys. Say him and Jett, they came back at the same time. He's not going to bounce back as fast. His bones don't heal as fast. His recovery is totally different. His body is starting to decompose after all these years of injuries. Now coming back. He's such a great rider, but he's got such an old style of riding too. He is a burn blaster. He rides that bike on the clutch, just tries to power through. Compared to Jett, we look at Jett. He's smooth. He's efficient. He's almost never on the clutch. He just knows how to get through. And just like they were talking about on the broadcast about how they were impatient with the ruts. How you look at Jett being smooth, braking early, powering through. You had a lot of these old riders trying to burn blast. They would break into it and then try to accelerate out, and it was just killing a lot of them guys.
For certain tracks, especially tracks like Paula and, Rancho Cordova, that works. That style of riding works. But when you got tracks like Redbud, Unadilla, Millville, freaking Thunder Valley, that style of riding just doesn't work. Because everything, the dirt just sucks you in. Can't be blasting berms like the old days anymore. And even though we have, a lot of younger riders who ride that same way, ergo Hayden Deegan, he rides the same way Tomac does, to an extent.
Absolutely.
That style of riding can work. Unfortunately, it works for some, it doesn't work for others. I was really, really disappointed to see Tomac just completely fry his clutch. Not even halfway through the moto, getting a DNF. He came back and he had a solid ride in Moto 2, but you can't have those DNFs, man. You can't.
And for that, then to knock him out of P2 position in points, that's a huge, huge takedown for him in confidence going into the next couple weeks. I mean, we're halfway through the season now. How is that going to shape up for him? What is he going to be looking at now? Is he looking to salvage or is he looking to keep pushing? I guess we're just going to have to find that out.
Personally, I think he's going to go into salvage mode. I think he's not going to push it near as hard as he wants to, simply because I think he's leaving something in the tank for SMX. He's waiting for the playoffs so he can really push it, really show what he's got. It's going to be the same thing as last year, the exact same thing. He's going to let this championship go. He's going to focus on salvaging as much points as he can while staying healthy and preparing for the playoff races, and that's when the real speed's going to come. That's just my opinion, though. Could be completely different.
Another topic. Let's look at AP. AP Moto 1. Wow. The start of the race, the way he chased down Hunter and Jett, absolutely amazing. That's the speed that we all knew Plessinger had, but he put it down. Towards the end of the moto, he started making mistakes, a couple cross ruts. I think that just got in his head a little bit. Then he just kind of let go, but I'm glad to see AP starting to find his speed, his confidence like that. He knows that he can run with them. He just needs to put it all together. He needs to find all his key points.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's more than capable of pulling off wins too. It's exactly like you said. It's a confidence thing. Now, I'm going to make a very bold prediction. Very bold. And I really, really hope this does come to pass. There's a pretty good chance it won't. I think AP is going to get a moto win in Washougal. Washougal, he gets a moto win.
Okay, I like that.
He's showing us that he is capable of running up there. I mean, we saw it in Thunder Valley. He did the exact same thing, battling with Jett in Thunder Valley. But his confidence is getting up there, and as his confidence grows, his fitness is going to follow. I don't see why he can't start getting moto wins in the second half of the season. I think he can do it. I really do. He's proven that he can. He just needs to step up his fitness, and when it comes crunch time and he's up there battling with Jett, he needs to slow down and just ride his race. Don't worry about what Jett's doing. Jett's going to do whatever the hell Jett wants to do anyway, whether you want him to or not. Don't focus on him.
Yeah, I feel AP's got the speed. I think a lot of the guys have the speed to stick with Jett for the first 2 laps. After that, they're gassed. Literally, you notice like how quickly Jett gets out front and then he just coasts the rest of the way.
Oh yeah, Jett is phenomenal at managing the race.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Phenomenal.
Like, no clutch use, like Alex was saying, like he doesn't touch that fucking clutch. He's pinned literally everywhere.
Oh yeah.
He's insane.
It's crazy, and Jett has such a crazy amount of bike control, and he is one of the fittest guys out there on the track consistently. That's why he succeeds, and that's why he's winning every overall. Because he knows he has the fitness, he knows he has the confidence, he's got the bike control, he's got the strength to manipulate that bike, do whatever the hell he wants that bike to do. And I think a lot of guys have the potential to do that, but they're not putting in the work ethic throughout the week that Jett is.
You have a lot of riders.
Every day.
You have a lot of riders looking back at Jeremy McGrath, 7-time Supercross champion. He changed the riding style of Supercross. You had Ricky come in. He changed the riding style of motocross. JS7 came in. Changed the whole way motocross works, the way whipping works, the way scrubbing works, getting the speed down. Moto. Now you have Jett. Nobody has ridden like Jett in the past. And now we're seeing that Jett's riding style is not only efficient, but it's faster, it's smoother. It's keeping him away from the injuries more. He's only had 2 major injuries. He is now 23 for 24 in moto wins?
Something like that, yeah. It's crazy.
So you look at the way he rides the bike, it's not just fast, it's safe.
Let me put it this way. When it comes to the outdoors, Jett Lawrence has won all but 1 overall he's ever entered since moving up to the 450s.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All but 1. That's insane.
A lot.
That is crazy.
That's kind of like a Ricky thing and a James Stewart thing and a Villapota. Literally, he's the new one. He's the new legend that everybody's going to still talk about when he stops racing.
What I think is happening is I remember back when Jett first came onto the pro scene as a 250 rider, right? His first 2 years. His riding style used to be completely different than what it is. It used to be the complete opposite. It wasn't about efficiency. It was all about he tried to ride like Tomac. He tried to just bust out the raw speed and hope for the best, pull a James Stewart. Since he started winning championships, he's drastically changed his riding style. He's not so much focused on speed anymore. He's not. Because if he was, he would pull a 2006 Ricky Carmichael and lap the entire freaking field. But he doesn't. He's so focused on efficiency, not making mistakes, not wasting energy and wasting momentum. That's why he's so quick to get out on the start. He gets like a 6-7 second lead and he just manages. He just keeps that gap consistently throughout the entire moto. And he's proving that riding style of prioritizing efficiency over everything else, that wins races, that wins overalls, and that wins championships.
Absolutely. He's backing up everything that you say. I mean, look at Southwick. Southwick, he managed over a 20-second lead in both motos. His pit board said, stay smooth, reserve. I mean, he's reserving everything he has. If he really wanted to, he can put 40 seconds on the field. I mean, even Hunter, as fast as Hunter is, Hunter still has that older style of riding. He hasn't evolved just like Jett has yet. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, but either way, even Hunter giving him a battle at the first part of the moto, Jett still put a gap on him over 10 seconds. You can't dispute it.
No,
Jett is just flawless.
He's proving the age-old saying, consistency over everything. Consistency is what's going to make you succeed. Consistency is what's going to make you win. As long as you keep doing what you're doing, do the exact same thing every single time, you cannot go wrong. That's why even when you have a bad start, even when you crash, you get back up, you be consistent, you be efficient, you come from 18th to first, and you go 1-1 and win the overall. That's why I think, despite the big names we potentially have for Motocross the Nations coming up in October, Jett lines back up for Team Australia, which he's going to. That's a done deal. Done deal. Australia wins back to back.
He's going to close out his season at Ironman, and only 2 months later or 3 months later, he's going to be back at Ironman. You think he's not going to be training out there? We already know him and Hunter will be out there. They're going to have a race. They're going to finish off their season 1-2. As long as no injuries happen, of course. We can never predict that stuff. It's always in the hands of whatever. But they're going to close out their season strong. They're going to carry that into MXon, and they're going to train at that track multiple times, I have a feeling of. Because looking at Jett being perfect is his whole key point. The way he jumps into corners, the way he jumps over the bumps just to stay smoother to conserve energy, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. The fact, if it comes out to be that they were not able to train at Ironman in preparation for Motocross the Nations, that's going to blow my mind. That is going to blow my mind.
Now, going over that fact, what do you guys think is going to happen to Ironman? You think they're going to leave the same layout, or they're going to tweak it a lot?
I think they're going to mix in the way that they did it last year. I feel like last year was a huge change up to the track than it normally is. So they're going to play off that, of course. There's no way in my mind I could see them changing it from that, because that switched up a lot for last year too. A lot of people were so used to riding the track from the 3 years prior that they didn't change it. So then they threw that. It was a huge curveball to add those extra 4 sections.
Which I think is a really good idea, because if you really think about it, if they don't change anything about the track prior to the race of Motocross the Nations, right, that gives Team USA, Team Australia, a huge competitive edge over everybody else, because they already know the track, because they just rode it a couple months ago. So yeah, I do think changes are going to be made right before practice for Disney Nations, which that's the smart move. That's the best way to go. Get everybody the same start point, clean slate for everybody.
That'd be fantastic. I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen.
Me too. Me too.
I'm excited to see Team USA. Who are we gonna have?
So from what I hear, we're looking at Tomac, AP, and Deegan. Nothing's confirmed yet, but that's the rumor. Which, if that's the case, we pretty much got, the 250 class up in wraps already.
Yeah, usually
Hopefully.
Deegan backs out about a month or two beforehand, but I could have swore I seen something of his post confirming he is our 250 rider.
Yes, I've seen rumors.
No, I would say I think it's just been rumors. I haven't seen anything confirmed yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything confirmed. I hope he doesn't back out, but if he does, oh well, whatever. Not really too worried about.
I don't think he will this year. I think he's gonna fucking commit to that shit.
Well, he was kind of bummed that he didn't do it last year too.
Exactly. He ain't gonna give that up twice.
You better not. You better not.
Imagine the sponsorship payout if he wins.
Oh, that's some money right there.
Yeah, that's big stage.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, a championship is big stage, but at MXON, oh, that's bragging rights.
Yeah, bragging rights for the next year.
And he's down for that because he already does it.
Oh yeah. He is.
Win or lose.
He is not afraid to call it the way he frickin' sees it.
Absolutely. Since we're on the topic of 250s, let's talk about Joe Shimoda.
Oh, what a beast.
Oh my God, Shimoda.
The first time that the Japanese reps come out here, the team reps, he wins it. He goes 1-1.
Oh yeah. Breakout ride. Complete.
They said, if you don't win, we're cutting you. He said, okay. Y'all mean business now. Let's do it.
Now, all joking aside, I think Shimoda's place at HRC is a hell of a lot more solid than Hymas.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
Let's see. I think within the next couple of years, I think both Lawrence brothers are going to move away from Honda. They're going to call Shimoda up so Shimoda can be the guy on the team.
I can see them keeping Jett, but I don't see them keeping Hunter. Hunter's not he's not providing what Jett is.
Because Jett's taking it. Jett's taking it. His brother's getting second. What do you mean?
As much as Hunter wants to be like Jett, you can't have two Jett Lawrences on the same track. You just can't.
Exactly. It won't work. Yeah, it'll never happen.
Nope. But I don't know. I kind of see the Lawrence brothers sticking together for a while longer just because there's that brotherly rivalry and they push each other. And I've noticed since both of them moving up from the 450s, Jett's really been pushing Hunter, and Hunter's he has been adapting. He has been getting faster and getting better.
Oh, significantly.
I mean, let's take it back to 2 years ago. Jett has a perfect outdoor season. Hunter wasn't consistently getting podiums. He wasn't. He did the same thing, and he's been doing the same thing in Supercross. But all of a sudden, Jett gets out on a 450. He gets healthy. He starts pushing Hunter. Now it's consistent. Jett Hunter 1-2 every round, almost every round.
Literally.
So I do think that the Lawrence brothers are going to stick together for a while long.
Fair point. There's not really anybody to battle them in a sense except for Tomac beginning of the year, but those were his tracks. He could ride those wide open, not so deep cut tracks. They were a little loamy, but not too bad as to where they were hard pack, where he kind of shines.
Oh yeah, Tomac shines in the hard pack without a doubt. That's his bread and butter. Hard pack, slippery
That's why
stuff.
he did good in Supercross.
Yeah, 100%.
Thunder Valley. Thunder Valley was a great ride for him too, though it was deeper. Riding conditions are what he is used to. It's still the deep part of the tracks. When it got super deep, super soft, he wasn't there because he would get stuck up. He was too busy pushing it in too hard instead of being patient and consistent.
Let the track and the bike come to you. It's being proven every single weekend in both classes. If you do that, you're going to win. If you don't win, you get a podium. It's not so much about having the raw speed anymore. It's not so much about making sure that you get a moto win or you get an overall for that weekend. It's all about consistency and winning championships.
Smokey, you want to weigh in on some of this?
Dude, I'm just thinking about how fast Jett is compared to all the other riders out there. And, the last 2 years, there's so much Jett hate. And I never lost faith in that motherfucker, like at all. Never, ever, ever lost faith in him. He's consistently just better. So young. He has so far to go left in his entire career. This is just the beginning.
Oh yeah, I mean
He's 24.
Who, Jett? No, he's 21.
He's 21. Oh, I thought he was a little bit. I thought he was a couple of years older. I didn't think he was 24.
No, Hunter's the same age as me. Hunter's 25.
Oh, so Hunter's older, but that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I
Jett's
knew
same
that.
age as me.
I knew that.
I remember 2019 Monster Energy or the Monster Million. He was in the futures class. He dominated in the futures. I mean, even as an amateur, he was still a lot more consistent than the rest. I mean, he had oh man.
Well, when he
had
kept the
Kitchen.
bike on when he kept the bike on two wheels, he was super consistent.
Yep. He had Levi Kitchen still in the AMS class with him. He had Hunter Yoder. He had a lot of those guys that were in that same group, but even factory riders as an amateur, they weren't producing like he was. They were not consistent. I mean, he's evolved since then for an older riding style, but that can only be given to his trainer. I mean, his trainer is, he himself created a monster. He created a new riding style. And I can't believe I'm forgetting his trainer's name right now, but he himself was a European rider, but he changed the way that people ride the bike, standing up more, standing through ruts.
Yeah. Completely rewriting the book, not only on Supercross or motocross, but just riding in general. Listen to how crazy that sounds. A 21-year-old kid taking advice from a trainer is completely rewriting the history of the sport.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Jett dethrones McGrath.
He
I don't
could.
know.
I think he could. That's a very touchy topic, but I think he could.
I think
He has the potential and the momentum right now to really knock out a bunch of wins and then coast the rest of his career and still get it.
people are going to hate me for
If he wins
this.
back
but
to back to back, I mean,
People are going to hate me for this. They are. I'm going to get so much shit for saying this, but I'm calling it now. Jett's going to be the new king of motocross.
yeah,
Hands
he's gonna
down.
be the new GOAT.
Hands down, he's going to be the new king. He's gonna keep going out. He's gonna keep winning championships. He's gonna keep winning races. Pretty soon, Jeremy who? Which
Right, he's gonna be third on the fucking leaderboard.
breaks my heart to even think about people saying that, because I love McGrath. I love all those old guys. You know,
Yeah,
to
those
me
are the
that
guys
was
we grew up with.
the golden age of racing. You know, the late '90s, early 2000s to mid 2000s. Unfortunately, every generation surpasses the previous. And pretty
See,
soon,
my youth was watching RV and Dungy. Dungy is another one. He was not the
Right.
fastest, but he was the most consistent, and that won him championships.
his moniker was Mr. Consistent. That was his nickname, was Mr. Consistent, and I got him four Supercross championships. I mean, what more can you say?
Money, 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 money.
Riding styles are changing, formats are changing, everything is changing. Pretty soon, the sport is going to look vastly, vastly different to what it did 15 years ago. It's going to be insane.
And this kind of reminds me of like me being a dad. It's like watching cars, the new cars. Yeah, Jackson Storm coming. The young racer killed everybody. I mean, look at Mookie, look at Jason Anderson. These guys are gonna start dropping like flies because they cannot compare. They're not even on the same level. Even in Supercross, when Jett is fully healthy, they might be able to run up front for a couple laps, but by the end of the man, it's not there.
I don't know so much about Supercross. Outdoor Nationals, 100%. That is Jett's kingdom, without a doubt. He's proven that, more than proven that. Supercross is his Achilles heel. That's why I said I think Jett's going to be the new king of motocross, not Supercross.
See, if Jett can stay consistent, I don't know. I mean, go ahead, Smokey, because I think you're thinking the same thing as me.
I really am, because I'm thinking, you know, the races that Jett did get to race Supercross, he dominated. There's only the one that AP won that he was like, what, fourth, fifth? Besides that, he's top three every time.
Now, I'm not saying Jett's not a top rider. I'm not saying he's not capable of, consistently winning championships. I'm just saying he's going to have a lot tougher time inside the stadiums than in the fields.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be more people putting up a fight to him. It's gonna, cause lots of, you know, obstacles for him to go over. But if he can just dominate them starts, he ain't even got to look back.
See, I think Jett is just like James Stewart was in Supercross. He was busting out lines that nobody else would hit.
Right, he had balls. Like big, massive bronze balls sending the quad every lap when he doesn't need to.
Sliding onto tabletops, unmatched whoop speed, unreal
guys
corner
remember-
speed.
You guys probably watched Bar to Bar growing up, right? I know Alan has. Did you watch Bar to Bar growing up, Alec?
Oh.
It's literally just the entire Supercross season, all on DVD.
Was that
And,
like
was my
2006,
shit.
2007 Supercross or something like that?
Yep. So
All the way up to what, the 2015 season?
I think that was the last time they did them. I haven't seen them since then. And I remember the 2007, 2008 Supercross. There was this line that Ricky was doing that nobody else was even thinking about doing. He was the only one doing it, only one that attempted it, only one that made it. And he did it lap after lap after lap. And nobody else would even hint at taking it. And there's 2 or 3 laps that he was getting really shaky hitting this thing. He didn't need to do it, but he kept fucking doing it to prove a point. Like, hey, I'm out here. I'm kicking everybody's ass and hitting these big lines. Not scared at all. And I remember there was one lap that he was jumping, and he got a little cross-rutted when he jumped this motherfucker and landed on the tough block. Kept going, did it again the next lap. Massive testicles.
Oh yeah, and history did not repeat itself until 2014, Toronto.
Oh.
Remember who busted out that race?
That wasn't K-Dub, no?
No, 2014, the most famous race in Supercross history, 2014 Toronto. James Bubba Stewart. Horrible start. Terrible. Comes from the back of the pack, works through the entire field, match speed, match whoop speed, busting out these lines in these rhythm sections nobody else could even think of doing it lap after lap after lap every single time. Ends up winning the main event with a very, very sizable lead. And he did it all on a Suzuki.
And a bike.
Did it on the kickstart. Mark my words, Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart are the only reason why Suzuki is still a manufacturer that's around.
It really helped out Suzuki a lot.
Shitty part is, Suzuki still owes both of them money for winning races and championships.
Well, I'm sure they'll be paying them for a while.
Oh, yeah.
You can't discredit 2016 Ken Roxon, though.
You really can't. You can't just... no.
HR or RCH Suzuki, Ken Roxon, all Supercross season, dogged Ryan Dungey. Absolutely raw dogged him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Dungey could be as consistent as he wanted. Roxon was the Jett Lawrence in 2016.
He was.
Back at the pack starts, right up to first.
Now, I want to get off this topic because there's something that happened today that I really, really want to talk about because I am very excited for this.
Ooh, I like this.
If you watched Redbud, you knew that there is a certain rider that came over from Europe on a brand new bike, completely unveiled it for the first time in competition in the
Tony
U.S.
Cairoli.
Our boy Antonio Cairoli, 9-time MXGP champion, 9-time champion, came over to the U.S. for Redbud, busted out the Ducati Desmo 450, and
Top 10? You got top 10, right?
Yeah, top 10. Yeah, he exited Moto 2 early because the bike just gave out on him. The bike quit on him. That's not his fault. It was super hot out. Bikes were giving out left and right in the 450s and the 250s. It was happening to everybody. It was complete chaos. But for anybody, and I mean anybody, to come out to another continent, randomly enter a race, you have a lot less experience on tracks like these than everybody else on a brand new unproven platform, and you get top 10 right off the bat. That is crazy.
Guy is 40 years old riding a stock bike that's still in prototype testing, technically. I mean, we've only seen it in a handful of GP races. He's the only one really riding it, testing it, trying it.
And even when he was racing it in GP, it was still a factory bike. The only thing that got done to the bike he rode today is he had the suspension set up for him by factory connection.
That was it.
That was
all
it.
he had.
Stock engine, stock compression, gearing, exhaust, everything was bone stock except for his suspension settings.
Let's not discredit 40-year-old Tony Cairoli, top 10.
Dude still rips, and he is going
On a track he's never rode before.
And he's going to keep ripping. I am very excited to see what Ducati busts out when they decide to have a team race out here full time.
That damn bike looks just like the gas, though.
I got a feeling
saying.
that it does. I got a feeling that, when it comes to design and aesthetics, all the European manufacturers are going to be pretty similar.
Oh, yeah.
KTM, Gas, Husky, now Ducati, Triumph, Beta.
Triumph is hot, okay? Hot. That Triumph is hot.
There's another point. Fucking Jalik swole today, especially Moto 2.
Oh, hell, I didn't even pay attention to him, to be honest with you.
Dude, him and Smith just busted out from the get-go and just rode out front until Smith had a crazy mistake and almost jumped to another section of frickin' track. I couldn't really tell from the camera angle, but I think he was going up for a scrub, and he got a little cross-threaded, and the bike just all of a sudden grabbed traction and just shanked it.
Missed it. I didn't even see that today.
I did not see that.
Go back and watch it. Once you go back onto YouTube and watch the highlights, I guarantee you it's going to be on there. But Jalik Swole had a breakout ride in Moto 2 today. Very surprising, especially.
You cannot discredit Jalik. He is a great rider himself. He just needs to find it. I think he's just a little too all over the place. He has the speed. He's just, once again, we're getting back to the point where we're talking about Jett earlier. Consistency is everything.
Uh-huh.
And being consistently fast just trumps all.
Without a doubt.
How about RJ, though? RJ.
Right, RJ. He put in some work.
He did. But if you look at him, like Moto 1 specifically, I was really paying attention to RJ because obviously great up front start. The way that he would come down after the whole shot, you got the first tabletop jumping down, coming into those bumps, he was everywhere. His bike was all over the place, and I was just thinking, it's like, wow, how does he even stay up? Because you've got your bike swapping one way to another, and he kept it up. But that stuff kills your momentum.
But yeah.
Kills your position, your corner entry, everything. He just couldn't keep the bike straight. And that's why even with AP, he couldn't get it done with AP because he was just too all over the place.
Oh, yeah. But I will say, despite the mistakes and despite the track conditions and everything everybody faced, RJ did a hell of a lot better than I thought he was going to.
Absolutely.
I was going to be happy if RJ got 15th or better. And then, despite everything, he put on a show. He really did.
And RJ being so new to the 450 class, that's obviously he's been in the game a long time to know what he needs to do. But being in the premier class now, he's got a lot to learn. He's still technically like a fresh rookie.
He is. It's his rookie season. This is the first time he's been on a 450 full time. So he needs to learn the bike more. He needs to do some reflecting and really learn from the other big dogs out there. And I think he's going to find his place.
Absolutely.
I think he's going to find his place pretty quick. RJ's
gotta twist the grip, RJ. You had it in your grasp.
And then we have Prado, who is our new version of Chase Sexton.
Mm-hmm.
Great out front start, just faded back.
Too.
Ran
Ran out of stamina.
Got in his head, got gassed.
I mean,
It's hot.
World-class champions, tried and proven world-class champions going up against each other. And I mean, coming from GP to the United States to the AMA Pro, it's a totally different game, and I think he's starting to find that out. Yeah, he's on a new bike and everything, but he is still the same rider he was on a KTM back in GP, absolutely dominating the class. But he is getting too far into his head, even on tracks that we know he's good on, Southwick. He put on a great ride, but he still would just make those mistakes, and it cost him the race.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And obviously he needs to get his fitness up because he can't be getting gas like that early on and pray to be super competitive. That's just
You
not.
saw how hot it was, right?
Yeah, it was a scorcher. It was a.
Oh yeah, it was
scorcher today.
fucking 95 degrees there, and on top of it, there was no clouds.
No clouds, no wind.
I'll tell you this. 2 years ago, I went to Redbud. Took my son for the first time. He was about 8 months old or 10 months old. It was 105 out there, or I'm sorry, it was 98 degrees, but out there in the sun, all the people baking, it's about 105. I mean, you can't even sit out there. It's unbearable just to be sitting out there, let alone riding. Me, myself, racing at Redbud, I've passed out on the side of the track.
I believe it.
Coming up to T2, I mean, it was so unbearably hot that I just fell over because I couldn't do anything. I was so overwhelmed by heat, and I was not the only one. There was about 40 other riders that ended up going in ambulance because of heat stroke. And that's on amateur day. I can only imagine these pros riding at a top level. I mean, it's totally different. They're at a totally different pace, riding way harder than me, the C-class rider at the time. Them to go 30 plus minutes on a moto is just absolutely insane.
And then doing it twice in one day.
And qualifying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, qualifying.
And just sitting in the sun. That alone takes fucking a lot out of you.
Trust me, I know. I know that all too well. I am very susceptible to the heat. I thrive in the cold.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the cold.
So here
It's
in Michigan,
68 in my basement.
It's only warm here in Michigan for 4 months. And I
Jealous.
can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, we start our season in April. We start in 40-degree weather. I mean, I've done many races at the beginning and end of the season where it's snowing. It's snowing while we're racing. I mean, Loretta Lynn's qualifier last year, it was snowing, raining, mixed. It was a mud fest. Then you go to July and it's an absolute scorcher. It gets hotter than heck here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oregon's the same way. Even it was pretty cool until a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. It was pretty cool. It was pretty manageable. I mean, obviously, you had, a few hot days here and there, but it wasn't consistent. And now it's going to be absolute furnace until we're closing up on late September, early October.
Hell, November. Global warming's happening, bros.
It was pretty warm last November. I'll give it
It
that.
was.
It was warm in
It was
December,
pretty warm.
dude. It was like 55, 60 degrees outside. I was like, what is this?
That threw me for a loop. I'm like, it's coming up on Christmas, and I'm wondering, should I wear a hoodie today or not?
Definitely wearing shorts with a hoodie.
I could go either way.
Alexa, stop.
And then out here in March,
Snow.
just snow, like late March, early April. We're talking like I can't even drive my van, my work van up the hillside to my apartment because there's so much ice and shit.
I'm glad I got a big SUV. I live in Iowa, bro. It snows about 2 foot every year.
Yeah, but it's flat.
Yeah, until it's not.
Yeah, fair. Wyoming.
You got some spots like you think it's a lot of flat. It's really a lot of up and down hills, and it all ends up being about the same elevation. It's just back up and down roller coasters.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how Wyoming is. And you got.
Oh yeah, it's a lot like Wyoming.
You got where I'm at. I live in the Willamette Valley, so I am surrounded by hills and mountains and cliffs.
See, that would be. I would love that. Because I would definitely be riding my bike up and down the mountain passes.
Oh yeah. Why do you think the Hill brothers stayed out here in Oregon for so long while they were pro?
That elevation change while you're riding a bike and then going down to a lower level, bro, your breathing stamina is on a different level.
Oh yeah. Now, if you want to work on your stamina, there's really only one place for you to go: Colorado.
Colorado.
You want to build up your lung capacity and your stamina, go to Colorado and train.
I mean, if you're Tomac, you're a different breed, and that's why he is beast mode when he can lock it in. I mean, that elevation, the training, everything. Not only is that lung capacity there, is like when you're training like that, your lung capacity, yeah, it's amazing. Motocross riders, other than say Weston Pike was a big boy. Nobody's very big. And all that lung capacity, the oxygen capacity in your lungs, it's giving him more blood flow, which is making him stronger in the later part of the races. even though he's 33 years old, he still is very strong at the end of every moto. He's still finishing right where he stays, usually, within that certain gap.
Yeah.
He never really lets go compared to the other riders that will start dropping. Say, somebody from like California or something, where, yeah, they're good with the heat sometimes, but take them to Colorado State Thunder Valley, they start dropping because they can't breathe. Their blood's not pumping into their muscles. It's not flowing. They're not able to think. They're not able to move. They start getting stiff, and it just kills their moto. I mean, even Michigan's still a higher elevation than down south, so, or that West Coast. So even those riders are struggling here.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's a very, very, very valid point. If you want to build up your stamina and everything, go somewhere where there's elevation. Get used to the thinner air. That way, once you go back down for races or whatever have you, you got a lot left in the tank the further into the moto than a lot of other guys. But you can't solely rely on that because just because you don't get gassed as easy, that's not really going to make up for bike control and mistakes. It's only going to get you so far.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, everybody, we are going to cut this one a little bit short. Before we head out, I want predictions for next week. I want predictions for Millville. I know Smokey's
Okay.
going to be at that race.
So, yeah, I will be at that race. And, watching last year, watching Hunter win it, I feel like he might have a little bit of hunger, and he might even beat Jett next week.
I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening. I would like to see Hunter break out the overall. I would like to. I think Jett's going to take it, in all honesty. I'm going to say AP gets second overall. Yeah, I think AP is going to get second overall.
I'm going to say Jett 1, Tomac or Hunter 2, AP 4th, Prado 5th. That's my top 5.
I could see Prado getting a 5.
Because it's sand. It's sand at elevation. That's kind of where he shines.
Real deciding factor is
Crazy
going to be
elevation.
Mount Martin. Mount Martin's going to be the deciding factor.
That hill, I know you guys haven't been there before, but that hill is extremely massive. You think Laraco's Leap is big? No, I think Mount Morris is way bigger. Like, just massive. Like, it sucked walking halfway up the hill just to go get a spot to chill.
Oh, I bet.
My son kept rolling down the hill. He was having a good time.
Getting to the point where you just have you or your wife just stay at the top of the hill, have one of you at the bottom just there to catch him as he rolls.
Definitely just a boys thing those weekends. Mama don't like the loud noises.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Smokey, where can we find you?
You can find me right here on this wonderful podcast on YouTube. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on TikTok. Just a little sneak peek here. I will be starting streams back up come mid-August. I've been doing a house remodel and a whole setup remodel and doing lots of things over this summer. So more of me to come along with it. These two wonderful gentlemen that be sitting right next to me during these wonderful podcasts. Have a great time chatting with y'all fellas. When you do this again very, very soon.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Alec, where can everybody find you?
Everybody can find me over at Rev Supply Co. Official on Instagram. That is me. We do all your needs for logo design, shirt design, graphic design. You need graphics for your bike, just shoot us a message.
And guys, I can attest because I recently just became a part of the Rev Supply Co. team over on MX Bikes, and their quality of work is top-notch. And I mean, clean. Beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Go check everybody out. And guys, you know me. I'm Alan MX on every single platform. YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I thank you so much for our lovely guest, Alec, for joining us on the Gate Drop podcast. I'm hoping that Hint might be a permanent co-host along with our boy Smokey.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime, brother. Anytime. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did not like the show, please let us know why in the comments so we can improve the show for you guys. But that is going to be it for this episode. Love you guys.
Peace.